Was going across Amazon looking for a decent pair of headphones to use, mainly with just Discord calls and maybe listening to music with my laptop. I wanted something portable and I wanted something that sounded decent and had a microphone. So I decided I'd just get myself a cheap pair of earbuds, and I came across these on Amazon. Now, these claimed what seemed like the world for the price. This the Chinese company makes these earphones, and they were claiming, they have a detachable cable. Looks pretty good too. Not gonna lie, I kind of like that style. And they were claiming that these would be like audiophile, high fidelity audio, high quality headphones for $25. So, keeping Amazon's return policy in mind, and considering I had time to find my new pair of headphones for my laptop, I was like, you know what? I'm going to give these a shot. And I wasn't expecting much. I saw decent reviews on Amazon, actually really good reviews on Amazon, but I still wasn't expecting much. I was expecting them to be all right. In fact, I didn't even expect that they would beat Apple's earbuds. But they took me by surprise, so much so that I decided, you know what? I'm going to make a video on these. These are actually really good. These actually really took me by surprise. And I'm going to go into a little bit of depth on what specifically about them is so good. All right, so let's get started with the unboxing experience. What do you exactly get when you order these? When it arrives at your house, what do you get? Well, you actually get a decent little box here. It's got the product on the outside. It's got some Chinese on it, so you already know what you're in store for a bit. And then this little package, it shows off the earphones they actually come by default with the cable detached, and just shows them in this little foam piece. Has this little plastic piece, you lift it up, and you can just push the headphones out through there, and then the cord and different ear tips are below, and they come in these nice little pouches here. Everything out of the box, it looks a bit like this. These are what the earbuds look like. Got this translucent gray material on the inside, this black plate on the outside, and of course you can get different colors with them. And then that's the cable connector, and then you get the cable right here. It's wrapped up with this little white cable tie here. It's got this translucent kind of plastic around it with the silver on the inside. You can see they're braided. They're actually kind of double braided, so to speak, because these little parts that go off are braided, wrapped around each other, and then those two pieces come together here and then wrap around each other here. So it's like double wrapped, double braided, so to speak. When I say braided, I mean like just, it's rough. Like it's not like, like you can see it is actually the plastic is just wrapped around each other, and then it terminates into a right angle audio jack right here. And then this is the Y split. It's a little bit chonky. Both pieces use a translucent plastic, kind of match the look. And then you get these earpieces, and as you can see, they kind of have this tough little plastic area around, which is where it's supposed to connect to your ears. The part with the microphone is the right side, and it doesn't really properly in the instruction manual say which side goes where, but you can actually just see that on the box. You line them up like that, and it goes per side. You just plug them in just like that. That is actually the wrong way around. However, these should be facing forward, so and then this is the right side, so it should have been this one. Yeah, and then that little pro tip, those are supposed to face forward. So for the right side, that's supposed to face forward, and then these are supposed to face up. Again, you can match that part up with the box. So that's a little bit annoying. They don't have, I guess, proper documentation on that. They show it on the website, they show it on the listing, they don't show it in the actual packaging. So if you are getting these as a gift for somebody, bear that in mind. But you take a look at the actual pieces, and they actually look pretty good. Their microphone is pretty decent as well. I'll give you a quick demo of that. So here I am using the microphone that is built into the earbuds, and the microphone you were hearing before is the Audio-Technica ATR 2100. So that is a pretty decent microphone. It's a stage mic. I was using it on cardioid pattern, and I was using it through micro USB not micro USB, what is it, mini B? I don't know, it doesn't matter. I was using it through the USB cable plugged into my phone, so it probably wasn't getting full power, but it still probably sounded very good because it is a very good microphone. So this is a good comparison to a high quality microphone, so you can judge what you think of the audio quality compared. Now, with that out of the way, I'm actually going to get into a bit of the sound quality. Now, I am no audiophile. However, I do have experience with decent headphones. I have this Fiodac E10K and Beyerdynamic DT990s, and these are what I use for a lot of my listening to music. So, while I'm not an audiophile, I have... Oops. So, while I'm not an audiophile, I have listened to good headphones. So, I'm not going to compare these directly to those because those aren't a completely different league entirely. I mean, those are what, like $150 headphones on Amazon. These cost $25 and have a microphone, so it's a little bit of a different comparison. These, by the way, you can get these without the mic for $20. But what I think will be a better comparison is actually these Apple earbuds. Now, pretty much everyone has a pair of these in their junk drawer, and if not, they sell them for like $25, $17, $30, $40, depends on where you buy them. If you buy them on Amazon right now, I think they're like $25, which is the same price as these. So let's say you get yourself a pair of these. These run 40 ohms. These run 25. Now, I'm not sure of the sensitivity on these, but they are not as sensitive as these. These are 112 decibels per milliwatt. So when you wouldn't hear noise if you plug these into a nice amp, but then again, who is going to be spending $25 on earbuds and plugging them into a nice amp, right? So realistically, you're going to be plugging them into your phone, your laptop, something small, something that, doesn't have an amazing amp built into it, right? You will hear noise. But when you do start playing something, that static goes away and you just hear what you're actually listening to. So how does it compare when you hear what you're actually listening to? I'm going to compare them to these. These are actually really well balanced and actually sound pretty damn good for the price and for what they are. In my opinion, these blow these just out of the water. These are just, they're gone. Like, get rid of them. No, junk. Okay, these actually sound really good. Do they sound amazing? No, these, if you compare them to something like this would obviously sound better. Bigger drivers, better tuned audio, these would sound better, okay? But these still sound really good. Their bass extends a lot more than I would expect it to, and you actually get a pretty decent punch, a pretty decent amount of bass there, but it doesn't drown anything else out. They don't overdo the bass. It doesn't do anything else, but there's actually a pretty decent amount of detail, especially for earbuds there. In comparison, these sound just a little bit more muddy, but these still have pretty good bass as well. Now, when it comes to mids, oh my gosh, these are actually really good. These have some damn good mids, okay? It really comes through when you're listening to something that has some strong vocals in there. You can really hear the vocals. You can really hear the voices and some really good clarity, but it doesn't completely drown everything else out. It's still a pretty good balance. Now, in terms of mids, these blow these out of the water. Then you get to treble. Treble's a little finicky. I think it's all right. But then again, I'm coming from something that has a V-shaped sound signature. This is what I'm used to. So these kind of, these have a treble peak for sure. These can be a little harsh on the ears, especially when you get into the S's and the T's and stuff like that. And these kind of the same way, but also not. Their treble is kind of weird. It almost does like a this, so like some sounds like breathing will be stronger than like T's and S's. It's very strange. It takes a little bit to get used to, but they still sound really good. When playing songs, I legitimately kept being surprised. I was like, I'm listening to $25 earbuds right now. These sound really good for the price. I would actually highly recommend picking up a pair. And apparently some people like to use these for stage monitors, but just for casual listening, I would actually really recommend picking up a pair. I mean, it's $25, $20 if you don't get the mic. And honestly, for that price, I think you can't go wrong with these. You will likely be surprised by how much sound and how much quality they squeezed out of these little things for $25. These actually sound just really good, especially for the price. In terms of comfort, I've read from plenty of reviews you should pick up memory or foam ear tips, as not only will it make the bass sound a little bit better, it'll help with isolation, and it's also more comfortable. I do definitely notice the rubber tips that come with these by default. That's where they cheaped out. Yeah, they get uncomfortable after about an hour. So if you plan on wearing these for long periods of time, you can get a pack of like, I think 6 different sizes on Amazon for $7 at the same time you order these. So for about $35 with taxes, you get yourself a good pair of earbuds, some good isolation, some nice comfortable tips for the earbuds. There's no reason not to. I really don't see why you shouldn't. This is a really good pair of earbuds. I would highly recommend these. And yeah, that's about it.